Hello everybody! Today I'm going to introduce you to one of our latest makerspace tools, the Serger. In order to finish fabric edges at the makerspace using the sewing machines, we would just go ahead and zigzag stitch close to the edge of your fabric, followed by a straight stitch right behind it. Trim your fabric to the width of your seam allowance, making sure not to cut your zigzag stitch, and you're basically good to go. What you'll be able to do with the Serger is basically all these things at the same time. It's putting in a zigzag stitch that actually wraps around the edge of your fabric to protect it, trimming the excess fabric on the right-hand side of your material, and overall giving your sewing projects a nice clean finish. Here's how it works. Two levers, the upper and lower looper, create a loop around the edge of your fabric, and one or two needles secure that loop in place. The Serger uses two spools for the loopers, and one spool for each needle you'll be using. To thread the loopers, just push the button and hand crank the Serger. Until the threading system engages. Next, we put in about an inch of thread inside the port for the lower looper. Push the lever as much as needed. And watch it come out on the other side. Let's just put it away under the Serger foot and to the back for now. Now we switch to the upper looper, getting enough thread to feed through the whole machine and putting it into the thread port for the upper looper. And again, we push the bellows lever as needed. Just like last time, we put our thread away under the Serger foot and to the back. Threading the needle on the Serger is pretty much the same as threading the needle on a sewing machine. Just like the others, we take that thread, put it under the Serger foot, and take it to the back. We'll be using a 3-thread left needle stitch. Let's make sure to select the correct setting for that. That will be setting A on the stitch selection lever. This dial here lets you select the length of your stitch. For the stitch we'll be using, we'll be going with a length between 2.5 and 3.5. We can use this dial to set the width of our stitch 7.5. Finally, we gently hold the threads we put to the back of the Serger foot and prime our Serger by pushing down on the pedal. If everything went well, we have a really nice regular chain stitch. Since we have access to a Serger, how about a small project to get a little confidence with it? Let's make ourselves some zipper pouches. For this simple zipper pouch project, we will be using the legs of an old pair of jeans. That's my favorite material for that project. And we will also be using a zipper. Now, here's something important. It needs to be a nylon zipper or a polyester zipper. Absolutely not a metal zipper, which would be a great way to break some needles on your Serger. Voila, that is all we need. We will also need the following tools: pins for pinning, thread snippers, a pair of scissors, some chalk, and a ruler. Alright, the first thing we need to do is cutting open the curved edge of our jeans leg. That way, we can use the straight edge of the jeans as reference through the project. We can just cut away the hemming on the jeans leg. We do not want the serger to have to go through too many layers of fabric. Next, open up the jeans leg and cut away the hemming at the bottom of the leg. Next, we need to mark up how big your zipper pouch is going to be. It will be a little less wide than the distance to the zipper pull, and as tall as you want to. I went for 6 inches. Do the same thing for the other side of the leg. Double check your measurements just to make sure, and also make sure you can see your markings very clearly. Cut out the body of your zipper pouch following the markings you just made. Here's a tip. It will be much easier to follow nice straight lines if the bottom blade of your scissors is under the fabric you're cutting away. The next step is pinning our zipper to the long edge of our fabric. Line up your zipper with the edge of your fabric face down. Make sure the ends of your zipper are past the edges of your fabric. Pin everything in a railroad pattern, and when you're done, let's take it to the serger. First, we are going to lift our serger foot. Then, we take out the first pin, making sure to hold the zipper in place with our fingers. Put the edge of your fabric against the serger knife. Put down the serger foot. And make sure the serger needle will capture the fabric and the zipper. We are going to do the first few stitches, turning the serger wheel by hand. If we made any mistakes, it will let us see them without breaking a needle. Since we took out the first pin, it lets us make sure the zipper stays in place as we start serging with the pedal as well. Push the pedal very lightly to go very slowly. Also, remember to look out for these pins and take them out before they get to the serger knife. Keep serging along as straight as possible, removing pins as you go along. Keep serging past the edge of the fabric and cut the chain of the serger. The first edge of our zipper is looking nice and straight. The end of the zipper doesn't look as straight, but that's okay, we'll cut it off later anyway. Everything is looking good so far, so let's go ahead and pin the other side of the zipper to the other side of the pouch. Back to our pinning station. A very easy mistake to make at this point is pinning the zipper to the wrong side of the fabric. Don't. We are going to use the same pinning pattern to pin our zipper some distance away from the edge of the fabric. If you've taken our Intro to Sewing classes, you've probably recognized it. That's the pattern our instructor, Whitney Manny, recommends. Once everything is pinned together nice and straight, we are going to go back to the serger. The second side of our zipper is ready to go in, and we are going to do the same as earlier. Put your zipper under the serger foot, remove the first pin, and do a few hand turns to keep everything in place before using the pedal. Again, look out for your pins as you serge along and go very slowly using the pedal. Only go as fast as you're comfortable. When you get to the end of the zipper, serge away from the zipper and cut the chain off. Now, all we need to do is shorten our zipper and finish the edges of our pouch. Now, we need to trim the ends of our zipper. We are going to use these scissors. These are simple kitchen scissors, but any scissors will do. Just do not use fabric scissors. These would damage them, and it's not worth it. Let's start with the zipper stopper end. Cut your zipper about 1/4 inch away from the edge of your fabric, then cut the teeth out of the fabric, also called the zipper tape. You should now have a U-shaped cut at the end of your zipper, where the stopper used to be. We need to do the same thing on the other side of the zipper, but it's a little more involved. First, open the zipper about halfway down the pouch. Remember, you do not have a stopper anymore on your zipper, so be careful. Second, line up the edges of your pouch and cut your zipper 1/4 inch away from the fabric. Third, cut the zipper teeth out of the zipper tape, just like for the other side. We are pretty much ready to go finish our edges in the order that we prepped them. It won't take very long. If you wanted, you could use pins to keep the edges together perpendicular to the serger needle. I'm not going to do it because these edges are very short, but just know that it is possible if you need it. For now, let's go back to the serger. Let's start by lifting the foot of our serger and lightly catching the edge of our pouch under the foot. That way, the serger will bring the fabric in at its own pace. We'll start the first few stitches turning the wheel of the serger by hand. It helps us make sure the needle won't break on our zipper, which wouldn't be a huge deal, but would take us time to fix. When you can feel with your fingers that we are past the zipper tape, we can use the pedal to keep stitching forward. As usual, stitch on and cut your serging chain off the serger. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Again, do the first few stitches by hand until you can feel that your needle made it past the teeth of the zipper. Keep your work straight and finish the edge at your own pace before cutting it off the serger. Well done! All we need to do now is cut off these little threads. That is when our snippers come in handy. Since we opened our zipper earlier, we can very easily flip our pouch inside out and make sure the corners are nice and sharp as well. And now for the moment of truth. Does it close? Yes! Does it open? Yes! Does it hold pins? Let's find out. I hope you enjoyed learning how to use the serger with us. Let us know if you have any questions, and see you soon at the Makerspace for your first serger project.